We're now going to have a look at the last part of factorization, which is the factorizing of cubic equations. Now, a cubic equation, some of you will be doing it this year, some possibly will be put off till next year, but I'm going to cover it here. I will cover it in grade 11 and we'll cover it in grade 12 again. But let's have a look. This is a cubic equation. Cubic equation. All right. Cubic means there's generally an x to the power of 3 in it. All right. Now, we're only going to do two types. Sum of two cubes or difference of two cubes. All right. Like that. We're going to either do the sum or the difference. Remember the difference of two squares. Let's just recap. What did it look like? Difference of two squares looked like this. A squared minus and a b squared. Something squared minus something else squared. Here we've got the difference of two cubes. So yes, it looks like a cubed minus b cubed. Something cubed, a minus sign, and then something else cubed. The sum in this case is a cubed plus b cubed. The difference here, you cannot factorize a squared plus b squared. That is why I didn't even bother with it, right? You can't factorize it. It actually doesn't have real roots, okay? We'll get to that later on, but it doesn't have a solution that you can deal with. For those of you doing AP maths, yes, we're going to be talking about things like that in there, but at this stage, no, we can't do it. So let's have a look. Now, if we see something cubed plus or minus something else cubed, we've got a solution. It always goes like this. Basically, we've got a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. This one always goes into a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. And you're going, oh my goodness, I've got to remember that. Sadly, yes. But here's a little mnemonic for you, or whatever they call these things, that you can do it. Remember, this is the same sign, change sign, plus. Okay, same sign, change sign, plus. Okay. Can you see? Same sign, change to a plus, and it's always a plus at the back. Can you see this is a plus? So it's the same sign, change sign to a minus and a plus, right? The other in between, yes, you've got to remember those, right? Now, I find the best way to do these, let's look at an example, all right? Okay. Let's say we've got this. All right. Now, no, these are not straightforward and simple examples. That's not the objective here, right? The objective is to look at some of the more difficult ones and find out some tricks and techniques of how to do them. Let's look here. We've got here 1/9 x cubed minus 1/8 y cubed. And they say factorize. Right. Now, highest common factor first. No. Okay. Then the next one that we need to look at is, do we have here trinomial? No. Difference of two squares? No. Grouping? No. I now would bring factorizing cubics in before grouping even. Okay. Because it goes straight from difference of to this one. Let us see that this actually is in the form of a cubed minus b cubed. Okay? So what I try and do is I say we draw up a little table over here. Okay? Table. And we write a over here. A is the cube root of the first term, x cubed over 9, which is x over 3. Okay? And underneath it, b is the cube root of, y cubed over 8. So that is y over 2. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, correct? What is the next? Okay, then we say, okay, a squared is going to be x over 3 all squared, which is x over 3, x over 3. I always do it like that, x squared over 9. Then I'm doing b squared here, is y over 2 all squared, which is y over 2, y over 2, which is y squared over 4, right? Lastly, I find out what a times b is. It's x over 3 times y over 2, which is xy over 6. Right, now let's just see, let's go through the method again, shall we? All right, green. First of all, I recognize it's the difference of two cubes. I say, right, that is a cubed minus b cubed. I know that in my formula I'm going to need an a and a b, an a squared, an ab term, and a b squared term. So, a is always going to be the cube root of the first term. Okay, b is always going to be the cube root of the second term. All right, we ignore the sign. Okay, don't worry about the sign. So there we've got that. Okay, so now you can see that there it is. The cube root of that is going to be y over 2. Right? Then I find a squared, multiply them out. Okay, then I find ab eventually. Okay, like that. Then all that's left for me to do, and I strongly recommend that you put down that this was an a cubed minus b cubed, which means it's going to be a same, a squared change, ab plus b squared always. So it's going to be a minus b, a minus b, x over 3 is a, minus y over 2 is b. A squared is worked out over there, x squared over 9. Plus ab is worked out here, xy over 6. Right? And underneath here, I've got plus b squared, y squared over 4. All right? Now, the table just makes it a lot easier to get it through it. Because if you're going to do them in bits and pieces, you're going to possibly end up with something quite nasty in the brackets, with different brackets and brackets and more brackets in there, okay? So the best is to actually do it in a table and simplify as far as possible inside that little table, okay? Let's have a look at another one over here, shall we? 0.125 plus 27. Example. 0.125 plus 27 x cubed. Okay, right, now what do we do first? Always convert to what? To a fraction. What is that? Put in your calculator, you get 1/8. Okay, 1/8, right. So it's 1/8 plus 27x cubed. And they say factorize. Step 1, highest common factor. Nope, we ain't got nothing there for a highest common factor. So next, what do we do? Next, quite simple. We say, okay, this is 1 over 2 cubed, isn't it? So let's say a is going to be the cube root of 1 over 8. B is going to be the cube root of 27x cubed. What's the cube root of 1/8? Well, it's a half. Why? Because a half times a half times a half is 1 over 8. You multiply all the tops and multiply the bottoms, correct? Therefore, the next one is going to be, that's going to be what? It's going to be 3x. Because 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Okay? Now I can work out a squared over here, which is going to be a half squared, which is going to be a quarter. B squared, 3x squared. Remember, that is 3x times 3x, which is 9x squared, right? Then we move along and we say next one. Next one is a times b, is a half times 3x over 1, which is going to be 3x over 2. All right? So where are we now? Okay. Well, okay. Just create another page. And let's just go back up. Okay. Right, there we are. Okay, so we can see we've got that. Now, I always prefer to say that is it was an a cubed plus a b cubed. Okay? Right? The sum of two cubes, which is going to be a plus b. A minus ab plus b squared, and we just substitute in. A is going to be equal to, let me just get a bit more space, a bit more here. A is a half. Okay, plus b is 3x times, and here's a squared. A squared, we just bring it down, is a quarter, right? Next one is going to be, and it was plus, so I'm changing sign, minus ab. 3x over 2, okay? And lastly, plus 9x squared, which is that one, right? This is why I like doing this table. I put on a, I put on b, I put on a squared, I put on b squared, and I put on ab, and then I put them all into the formula. I can do a lot of simplifying work out of the way, not inside here. Because as you'll see in some of them, the actual bracket work gets really, really horrendous. Let's have a look at one more. Here's another example. All right. This one's a bit different. It's 4 over 27x cubed minus 32 over and y cubed. Right. What is the first thing you do? Highest common factor. Hold on. 4 divides in there and 4 divides in there. So we can take out 4, leaving us with 1 over 27x cubed minus 8y cubed. There we go. That's difference of two cubes. Because this thing here, I can find the square root of that. Oh, sorry, the cube root. A is the cube root of 1 over 27x cubed, which is what? Well, it's 1 over 3x, correct? A squared is going to be 1 over 3x all squared, which is going to be 1 times 1 is 1, 9x squared over there, correct? Because I square the top and square the bottom. B is going to be the cube root of 8y cubed, which is going to be 2y. Therefore, b squared is going to be 2y all squared, which is 2y times 2y, 4y squared. Agreed? Right, so what's the last step? Oh, we've got to do a times b. A times b is 1 over 3x times 2y over 1, which is 2y over 3x. All right? Believe me, the table makes it a lot easier than you think. This is of the form a cubed minus b cubed. Therefore, it's going to break down into a minus b, same sign. Okay? A squared, change sign. AB plus b squared always. So it's a, now I find a. There it is. 1 over 3x minus b, 2y. Brackets a squared. There it is. 1 over 9x squared, right? Plus ab, which is 2y over 3x. And lastly, plus b squared, which is 4y squared. Okay? So we've got 4y squared. Okay? That's basically the difference of two cubes, right? What we do is we go and we say, right, we put them all. So let's just recap here something, right? When we are asked to factorize, okay? Step 1. Okay, now here, please make sure that when you write the problem down from the exam paper, please take 2 or 3 seconds to check that you've written it down correctly. You would be surprised how many students I see who don't write it down correctly. That causes a huge problem at the end of the day, right? So writing it down correctly is a very important part of the process. Those few seconds can be the difference between failing it and getting 100% for it, right? Believe me, especially when it comes to exponents, because it's very easy to write a -3 instead of a -2 and just get oneself confused. So step 1 is then look for highest common factor. Okay, that is step 1. Okay, step 2. Okay, if there is one, take it outside of the brackets, the expression, right? Okay. Step 2, look for difference of two squares, also called dots. Difference of two squares, right? Step 3. Okay. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 3 is what? Step 3, right? Look for, now you can decide yourself here. You can say you can go now sum or difference of two cubes, all right, while you're in that thought process, or you can do trinomial, entirely up to you. Let us say this is going to be sum or difference of two cubes, right? Because we're in the thinking process. We're seeing something separated by a minus. Over here, it's only difference. Here it's sum or the difference, okay? We then go ahead and put it into the table as we've just done. Step 4, okay, is a trinomial, right? That is ax squared plus bx plus c. Those factorize into two brackets always like that. Step 5, okay? Step 5 is where we've got 4 terms or more, and that is grouping. Okay? Guys, this is a short one. I'm cutting it there because next we're going to go on to simplifying expressions. Okay? Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next session, and we're going to do simplifying expressions. Thank you.